What an entrance, Chris. Hi everyone, welcome to this SEO walkthrough presented by Alpha Graphicon. Today I'm going to give you the knowledge to truly set yourself up for a future-proof Google ranking. In the digital world, people will charge you very, very good money for an SEO audit. Emphasis on the audit. You don't have to pay all that money. Okay, I'm going to teach you today. I'm going to take you through all the individual ranking factors. I'm going to break them down, explain them to you, and then show you how to implement them yourself on your website. I'm going to do all of this for free. Why am I going to do this? Because I want you to truly set yourself up for success. Let's get going. Welcome back. Okay, let's get started. The jacket's off. Let's get stuck in. First up, we've got content. Content is king, okay? Google is actively penalizing people who have shallow, low quality content. How can you set up your website with quality content? Well, let's break it down and find out how. From the periodic table, we've got quality. All right, now the layout of these, you can see a little number in the top corner. That's the importance of this ranking factor. Quality has a ranking factor of 3. Quite important, the highest ranking factor you can get. Web pages must be well written and valuable to the end user. Long, dense paragraphs with jargon in there, no real grammar. This is all a very big no-no. It takes a user an average of 30 seconds after visiting your website initially to decide if they're going to stay on it. So it's down to you to make sure the content they see in those 30 seconds is of value, is laid out correctly, because that is what is going to get them to delve further into your website. Next up, we've got research. Again, this one, we've got a ranking factor of 3. Do your research. Jump onto Google, have a little type in, have a look at your competition, see what's bringing them up, see what's putting them on the pages, find out, and then apply those keywords. This brings us to our next point. Okay, we've got keywords, ranking factor of 2. With the keywords that you found that bring up your competitors, get these into your website, put them in the paragraphs, put them in the titles. The best way to get keywords into your site, let's say you offer bathroom installations in Scarborough, okay? Instead of having a page that just says services, because that's too general, that's not going to show up anywhere in any of the rankings, have bathroom installations. Then when somebody types in bathroom installations in Scarborough, your page title, bathroom installation, your first title should say based in Scarborough or bathroom installations in Scarborough, and then you're going to show in the rankings. Bringing us on to the next one, this is freshness. Importance ranking of 2. All this is, make sure your information's fresh, make sure it's current, make sure you've not got legal terms and conditions that were outdated 2 or 3 years ago, because they will know. All right, any stagnant or unused pages, make sure you're either refreshing them or deleting them altogether. Next, we've got multimedia. Importance ranking of 2 as it stands. Have unique, beautiful images on your website to catch your users' eyes. Videos. Have videos on your website. Links to videos coming off your website to YouTube. A video is a perfect way to get quality, in-depth content at once. You can explain your services the way I'm explaining them now, face-to-face almost. I'm in your phone, I'm on your screen, it's us two. People are going to engage. This is a very good way to get your point across. And then finally, for content, we've got answers. Importance ranking of 2. Well, this is not massively important. It is. The best way to set up a web page is to answer a question or solve a problem. This is what Google's looking for. When people go into Google to look for your services, they have a problem, they have a need. Make sure your website is filling that need and you're servicing that problem. Why choose our bathroom installations? Explain why. There you go. Question and answer. And that is it for the first ranking factor, content. If you want to run away now, implement it, you can do, and then come back for part 2. I'll see you soon. Oh guys, right, okay, so thanks for sticking with me. Maybe you went away, you implemented point 1 content, maybe you've come back and you're about to implement part 2, you could be watching it all the way through, you may not even be watching it all, who knows, let's hope you are. Part 2, architecture. Okay, now the way a website is built can greatly impact how it is ranked. How? Let's find out. First up, we have got crawl. Crawl has a importance ranking of 3. This is very, very important. Google crawls all the websites that are out there. Let's say they have little web spiders, and they crawl your website to make sure your site fits in with the theme. What do I mean by this? Are you a plumber site with a web page that talks about being an electrician? Okay. Are you a tattooist who's got a page dedicated to holiday homes in Azerbaijan? It doesn't make sense. These things will go against you. So just make sure that the crawlers can crawl your website, make them known to Google, and just make sure your site fits in with the theme and the niche that you're trying to slot yourself into. Next up, we've got mobile. Again, this is an importance ranking of 3. Pretty much 80% of all searches online are done through a mobile device. You will be dropped up to 27 pages by Google if your website is not optimized for mobiles or tablets. The best option is to have a multi-screen site in which your website transfers from the desktop to the mobile to the tablet. Next, we've got speed. All right, a ranking factor of 2. Slow, clunky websites that take a while to load frustrate your users. If it frustrates your users, Google's going to notice, and then you will get penalized for it. How can you make your site faster? If you have a lot of images on there, go onto any, type into Google, image compressor, and then you can compress all your images and all your videos smaller. And then finally, we've got your URLs, or as I like to call them, URLs. This has a ranking factor of 1. It's not massively important that you incorporate these into your web pages or your web address, but it can help you. As an example, if you are a builder in London, if you have builderslondon.co.uk as your title, you're more likely to come up when someone searches for builders in London. If you already have your web page, as I say, ranking factor 1, not massively necessary, but if you are watching this when you're about to set up your web page, please think about putting keywords into your title as well as locations, because it can only serve you well. That is everything for architecture, so you can go off now, implement these if you want. Otherwise, let's move on to part 3. HTML and HTML tags. If your brain's just exploded and you're about to turn it off, don't. I'm explaining it to you. Stick with me, okay? Right, what is a HTML tag? It is information that you're putting into your website to give clues to Google's web crawlers what the content is about. How do you implement HTML tags into your website? Well, let's find out. First up, we've got 2 in 1. We've got titles and then we've got headings. Titles has an importance factor of 3 and headings has an importance factor of 2. These are used to explain what is going on the page. Your title, what is the page about? What is the video blog you've just posted about? What is the headline of the blog you've just posted? What services are you describing? The titles to these send indications to Google as to what the information is about. So it's very important that you use relevant keywords and the structure of your website is set out so that you have collated and compartmentalized all the information on the site. Coming up next, we've got your descriptions. Descriptions have a ranking factor of +2, so they are very important still. Google's web crawlers will have a look at the information in your descriptions to make sure that your content fits into the theme of the titles and into the theme of the keywords of the page and into the theme of the website. So you can see how everything that we've gone through so far is all tying together to work towards that ranking position that we're looking for. Now remember, less is more with your descriptions. You don't want to have big, long, clunky paragraphs, as we said before. Just have a section, maybe some bullet points. Okay, so you've got your title, your header, a little sentence, and then some bullet points about what it is that you're trying to describe. Easy for a person to read, easy for a web crawler to read, only going to serve you well in those all important rankings. So that's it for HTML. I'm glad that you'll know. So you can run away, try and implement that now if you want, or stick with me. Let's rock on to the next bit. Okay, so here we are, we're at point 4. Point 4 is trust. The first two factors I'm going to group together in this point are authority and reputation. Authority has an importance ranking of 3, and reputation up to now has an importance ranking of 1. First up, authority. Is your website the most authoritative out there in your respective field? How do you make sure it is? Quality content, everything we've discussed so far and everything we're going to continue to discuss going forward. Are you offering the best links? Have you got the best quality information on your site? Is your information up to date? And if you are sending people to external links from your website, are you sending them to quality ones? Reputation. Google has a thing called legacy. It basically looks at how long a company's been running. The longer a company has been running under an individual name, the more Google trusts it because it's been around longer. Very, very simple. Your legacy will grow the longer you go on, and if your legacy continues and your authority continues, it's only going to serve you well. So start as you mean to go on. Next up, what we've got is engagement. Engagement has an importance ranking of 2. Now with the engagement, this is how people are interacting with your site. Are they just coming on? Are they bouncing off? Are they spending time on there? How can you boost engagement? Everything we've already talked about. What you can do, you have quality content, you have your information that the customer's looking for, you've identified their need and you're filling that on your website. The customer has a question, you're there with the answer. These are all ways to get the customer to engage with your website. Videos, multimedia. If you have a video at the top of your website and a new user comes on, they may have a look at that website, the video that's on the website, and they may stay on your website for maybe a minute or 2 minutes longer than they would have originally. Google sees this as you having relevant content, so it moves you up the search engines organically. All these little things count as engagement, and everything we're discussing today on this video and in this session will boost engagement if you do it correctly. And that is everything there for trust. We'll move on to the next one then. Entrepreneurs, how's it going? Okay, point number 5. We've got links. The more external links you have going into your website, the better. Google will trust you a little bit more and it'll move you up the search engines organically, which is what we are all looking for. The elements are broken down into these. So first up, we've got value. Don't just have any old link going into your website. What you need to make sure is they are valuable. So have links from social media sites, online directories. Maybe there's a Trustpilot where you've got loads of reviews. Link your website to those. Governing bodies at the bottom of the website. Always good options. Importance ranking of 3 on that one. So it is very important the links you're providing to your users are very, very valuable. Then we have your anchors. We've got an importance of +2 on your anchors. So what you need to do is link your website to other websites that relate to yours. If there's a blog on another website that talks really well about something that you're trying to sell, link it. That's very important. Don't just link your website to places that make no sense, that don't have anything to do with your business whatsoever. Be mindful of how companies are talking about you on their websites, and be mindful of the reviews that you are having linked in. If you have bad reviews, negative terms online about yourself, and these all start building up all over the place, your reputation will come down, which we discussed in the last one, and you will be punished in the search engines. Backlinks. So we've got an importance factor of 1 on the backlinks. If you're providing value on your links, then your backlinks will be pretty much the same. So these are incoming links into your website from your social media sites and stuff like that. What you can do on your actual web page is interlink your individual pages. So if you're on your home page, you're talking about something on a separate service page, add a little link so you can lead them through. This helps Google's web crawlers navigate your website when they come to index it, and it'll also help customers navigate your website easier. Oh, that's everything there on the link side of things. So what we'll do, we're going to jump on to the next one. There. Okay, so we've got point number 6 now. This is user. Well, this section is all about how users are interacting with your site. The first 2 elements that I'm going to bring up together are country and locality, both with an importance factor of 2. It used to be very, very easy to represent yourself nationwide. Okay, it's not so easy anymore. You used to be able to put all the locations or in the bottom of your website and you'd appear at the top of Google. Not so much the case right now. What you need to do is have yourself set up in your local area. That's what Google wants. You need to be in one place. That's where you serve. Once you've established yourself there, you branch out further. If you do have offices indeed all over the country, feel free to put them in your website. You will be represented as a national company in these search engines. Next up in the elements is user experience. This is how users, again, are interacting with your website. Are they coming on and then just bouncing off straight away? If somebody comes onto your website from a search engine and then leaves back to the search engine, that's called a bounce rate. So that's Google. So if you don't have what the customer needs, the customer's bouncing off. A bounce rate of 27% or under is considered excellent. So make sure whatever you have on your landing page is relevant to the consumer that is searching for you. And then on next up, we've got history. So are you getting repeat visitors? This one isn't so important as much anymore. It is phasing out within the Google factors. However, for yourself, you want your customers to come back. So interact with them, give them reasons to come back, offer points, reward points, a portal to log into, something like that. Keep your users coming back, because the key to any company's success is repeat business. To get repeat business, you want repeat customers. Lovely stuff. On to the next. Intent. Now this +1 again in the importance factors. I have mentioned this throughout the session today. It's the intent. A customer, a potential client, a user on the search engine has an intent. They have a reason to be there. They are looking for something. When they come to your website, do you fill that need? Are you filling that intent? Are you showing up for something that is unrelated? Make sure that any keywords that are in your site do match what you offer. So if you fill a customer's intent, they come onto your website, find what they're looking for, you may get a conversion, and you'll also get raised up the search engines organically. That is it for user. Next, we're going to run on to the last 2 points. These aren't really ranking factors. In fact, the next one it shows you what not to do, and the one after that is looking at what you might want to start doing. Okay, right, now we've gone through all the points during the video. I've been about what we want to be doing. Now we're going to talk about what we need to make sure that we're not doing anymore. There was a time when a few underhand tactics could fire you to the top of the search engines and keep you there. This is known as Blackhat SEO. However, the tactics that once shot you up the search engines, if found out, now send you right back down the other way. So the first toxin that we're going to bring up is cloaking. Now cloaking has an importance factor of -3. This is when a page has been set up for an SEO ranking. So your page is set up for web crawlers, and then you have a customer facing page. So you're setting up your website more for the web crawlers, then your customers are seeing a different page. If you are found doing this, as Google evolves, it is getting harder and harder to fill Google, then you will be penalised and sent back down the search engines. The next lot, I'm going to bring up 3 together. So we have schemes. This comes with the importance factor of -3. This is where you are buying links from other companies in order to put them into your website to try and rank higher. The next one after that is stuffing. This comes with a ranking factor of -2. If you are found to be stuffing too many keywords into your sites, you can be penalised. Hiding as well. So this is another ranking factor of -2. If you are found hiding any keywords in your site that you don't want Google to see, you may get punished, because all 3 of these tactics turn Google's algorithms against them. If you are found doing any of these 3 tactics, then you can find yourself banned from Google altogether, which nobody wants. Next up, we're going to be coming up with piracy. Very simple. Do not copy and paste information from somebody else's site. Be unique. Write your own stuff. As I've mentioned, Google has a thing called legacy. This legacy will let Google know who had the content first. Very, very simple. And then the pirate will be punished. Finally, on this, we've got intrusive. This is a ranking factor of -1. This is where you have invasive monetary gaining pop-ups on your website. Click here for this, click there to win competitions. This frustrates users. If it frustrates a user, then it will affect your Google ranking, because Google is all about the user. That's everything on the toxin side of things. Finally now, we're going to jump across and have a look at some of the things we want to be looking to do in the future. How's it going, entrepreneurs? So we're in the final part of the video. Well done for coming all this way. If you've implemented the last few sections, then your website should be looking really good and you'll be well on your way to that ranking that we're searching for. What we're going to do now is we're going to look at where you might want to be leaning towards going forward. Some of these I have already mentioned during the course, and while these may be either a lower ranking or not a ranking factor at all, the way the world's going, you will want to look at them. So the first one I'm going to bring up with you is voice. As we're all aware, we've got smart devices in our homes that can do anything we want by just asking. With the search engines and your businesses, how this is going to work, Google shows the top 3 results. Alexa, she only shows number 1, so you're going to need to make sure that you are right up there at the top. How do I do this? Implement all the things that we've discussed today. Build your brand outside of Google. Make sure your company is doing the best for every single customer it can, and your brand has the best possible reputation it can get going forward. The next one that we're going to bring in is local. Mentioned it slightly. This is going to be moving up further. Okay, so this is going to become more important as the years go on. You want to make sure that you're on your online directories. You want to make sure that you're on Google Maps with Google My Business, and you want to make sure that all your social media accounts linking into the website display at least a city or your location if you don't want to display your office address if you don't have one. This makes Google trust you. Google needs to know where you are so it can trust you, and it will move you up the search engines organically. Finally, on this is multimedia. I have explained this briefly. Everything is edging more towards multimedia. Images now. Google wants images tagging on your website so it can display them at the top of search results. Your users want live action. They want to interact. They want to look at someone talking to them. This is why I'm doing this video now, because users, they want live interaction. So you need to integrate these into your website, and you need to move forward with the times. Going forward, text-based statuses, images showing sales and deals, that's not going to matter. All marketing is going to go towards video. Look at the emergence of TikTok and things like that. So keep with the times. Implement everything we've had here today, and keep going. As I say, if you do want the PDF, it's on LinkedIn, and it's on the website as well. I'll stick it on there for you somewhere, and just check on the social medias. You can drop me an email if you do have any questions. info@alphagraphicon.co.uk. Thanks for all your time, guys. Hope you learned something. Cheers. Anybody any makeup for the set? No? Anyone? Some face? Summer face? That's sexy anyway.